when we were live streaming with the band again, we had a bunch of people asking how we got our audio to sound good. How we got the whole band actually in the iPhone. That actually happened just going through the little microphone on the iPhone itself. Is after a lot of research, I found this little adapter right here. Excuse me, and it's we're using an iPhone to stream with, and so this actual adapter is for an iPhone, and so it has the iPhone Thunderbolt plug to USB, but it also has a charging port there. And one thing is I went through a few of these on Amazon and found some that were not actually made by iPhone, and they worked until the iPhone did an update, and then they no longer worked. So one thing that you need to keep in mind is when you get this thing's like $40, and you just need to spend the $40 if you want to have audio the way we're having audio when we actually the whole band play with the phone, because the other ones don't work. When the iPhones update and you're actually using an actual legitimate iPhone adapter from iPhone, it'll actually update the firmware inside this little unit, and it keeps working. And it's actually worked really well. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys who are watching right now seen us play with the whole band going, but this little thing for $40 is definitely worth it. But as soon as and I'll test it in a second so you can kind of see how it sounds. But basically just plug this into your iPhone. I can't do it right now because I'm actually streaming live on the iPhone, and I have no idea if I plug this in if it'll switch automatically, but I'm going to test that out. But usually when you start TikTok, if you have this plugged into your phone, and then you have a USB cable plugged into the USB end, and then you have another iPhone charging cable there and plugged in, so your iPhone stays charged, because it does take a lot of battery. So if you just keep it plugged in, it won't kill your system. And then you need a sound card. So something like this little Behringer with Midas, and these things. I mean, this one right here is the Euphonic. It's the UMC 204 HD. If you can see that, Euphonic 204 HD, and you can get these used off OfferUp for I think I got this one for like $60 off OfferUp. And if you're into audio, they do actually have Midas preamps, so the preamps sound amazing. So if you're playing acoustic, you can plug an acoustic into there and a vocal mic in there, and you're good to go. If you're playing as a whole band, you'll need to plug it into a mixing board. Of course, you might actually have a mixing board with the USB as well, and I'll show you that. That's actually the mixing board's a sound card, and that'll work fine too. But this little unit right here, for as cheap as they are, they're great. And if you're just playing like a keyboard, you can plug a keyboard in there and a mic in there so you can sing. Or if you have a mixing board, any mixing board, you can come out of the mixing board right into the sound card. Come out of the sound card with USB right here, and like that, and then plug it to your phone. Same with if you're a DJ, you can just plug any sound card that's USB right into this little iPhone unit. And like I said, you do have to get the iPhone adapter that's actually made by iPhone. So like $40, you don't want to get a knockoff on Amazon, because they will not work. But and anyhow, and then so this thing plugs right in the phone, and then let's go to live together. Oh, sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. Anyhow, and then plug your power cord in there, and you know what? I'll plug this in and see if we can get some music going. So let's go over to our other computer, and I'll kind of show you what we have going on. So this is our band setup, by the way. So this is our mixing board down here. It's a digital mixer. Your mixer might be more like, say, this one over here. Something just a regular mixer. But the mixer that we use is the XR 18, which is right here. So that's why all the wires and stuff are plugged into it. But I'm just going to play some tracks through a computer. Let me call it computer here. And call up some tracks. and we'll plug this in and see if I can plug it in on the fly and it still works. So just call up something. Here we go. And make sure my drums are up. All this is the controller for my mixer, but I just want to make sure the other drums are up. So I'm just going to test that. All right, everything seems to be working. So I'm going to go over and plug in the setup. See if I can plug in the sound card and the little power supply on the fly and see if we can get it to work. So bear with me while I put this in the stand and get all this together. All right, I'll be right back. You plug this into the mixing board. All right, so the sound card's hooked up. Now I'm going to plug the USB into there, and the power cord from the iPhone is going to go into the bottom of here to keep the iPhone charged. And now I'm going to plug this in, and we'll see if it actually switches audio on the fly. I know if you have it in there automatically, hello, I'm giving a tutorial on how we make our audio sound right. So anyhow, I'm going to plug this in and see if it switches audio. So plug it in and go test the audio. I don't have to go in the other room to test the audio, but let's plug it in and find out. Check. So now if it's working, you should be hearing me through the microphone, and I don't know if it's working or not. We'll have to go find out in the other room, but I'll play some music right now. Anyhow, so that's how I hooked it right up there on the fly. It actually worked. So it went from the phone audio to that audio, and worked perfectly. But I can't. But the thing is for $40 and a sound card, and to get your audio to sound this clear going through a phone is way easier than just trying to have a band play live to the phone microphone. But at least I think so. I know a few of you had the question of how we got our audio to sound that way. That's how we got our audio to sound that way, is what I just showed you, the little adapter. And I can show you the rest of the setup, though. Let me unplug this one, go back to regular phone audio. If you guys weren't with us the other night, this is our streaming room. This is where we do all of our band live streaming from. And it was like a couple car garage. You can see back over here, I have a endless blue screen wall when it's not all dolled up with the stuff, but this is where our band actually practices that, and then we actually live stream from here as well. And then as far as like lighting when we're live streaming, I just got a couple of these little cheap LED lights you can get on Amazon for like, I don't know, like $40 each or something like that, except for that one up there, which is a nice big one, which was $70. But those three come this way, you can see them. They're all lit up. Those three little LED lights, they're like $40 each for the small ones and like $70 for the big one. And then, of course, if you look at our, if you're seeing us on YouTube, then we actually have a 3-camera shoot going on. What's that? Be in me, bro. Is that what it says? I have my glasses on. Yes. Anyhow, this is our, if we're live streaming on YouTube, then we actually have a 3-camera shoot. So we have the robotic slider here. If you go over like that, you can see it moving. And then what we're running is the Sony A6400 on there. And then, and this is actually moving. There's a little switch. And then up here, we have the A6600 for our middle camera. This is a side camera that moves back and forth. If you've ever seen us live on YouTube or Facebook, yo, friends, what's up? And then, of course, the drum cam is a little GoPro that I shoved into the ceiling up there. And that actually, so if you see us on the same practice scenario going on YouTube or Facebook with a three camera shoot instead of right to the iPhone, that's what we're shooting with is those cameras set up in that way. But I know my glasses on, just reading this because I don't have usually I have a big screen right here that has all the comments going so we can see your comments better. And because I'm don't have my glasses on, I can't totally see it, but I see the Yo friends. I see that one. Thank you. And anyhow, and this little booth over here is where we do our like podcasting stuff. So it's got a little green screen back there. We'll turn the lights around, the camera around. I have another mixing board up here that's USB, so that'll be audio. And then, of course, our camera switcher is the A10 Mini Pro. And when it's hooked up, we can actually just call it up and it'll actually switch all the cameras on its own. This is just a little monitoring deck. And the A10 Mini Pro, it makes it out this way so you can see all the camera that's on. So if I turn these cameras on, let me turn them on, then you'll actually see them pop up here in a second. There you go. So there's, and this is what's actually being streamed. So for streaming, this little box right here is what will actually be streaming. So I go to, that's camera 1, which is the camera over here on the slider guy. And so, whoops. I don't know what that means. Yeah, so this is programmed, so that's what's actually would be streaming if we were streaming to YouTube or Facebook. And then like there's camera 2, which is the A6600, and then camera 3, which is the GoPro on the drum set. So, and if the drummer was there, you could actually see a pretty good shot of him. But anyhow, I hope that makes sense. But if you're just getting here, what I was doing is people asked me how we got good sound through iPhone when we were live streaming, and again it was that adapter. So if you didn't see it, I don't think you can rewind it, but we'll upload it to our YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/FOJCTV and it'll be there. But yeah, so this is our whole little live streaming setup. Michael Jackson guy. Let's see what else. So when we actually live stream as the band, though, what we're doing is we're running Ableton, of course, because we're the 3-piece that sound like we're 10. So pretty much every band out there is running Ableton or some other backing tracks. We're running Ableton, and then we come down here through our XR18, which is actually our sound card too. So we have all our mics and our headphones, and like when we were out, like we've gone out and we've done shows with like Gaga and some Pride festivals, and we were out with Shiny Toy Guns and God, who else? No Doubt back in the day, and 311 back in the day. We weren't using this setup, but we were using this setup during the Pride stuff when Gaga was on there, and we just did some shows with an old band, Missing Persons, and that kind of stuff. And that was our setup. But what was nice is we can actually just go in there and all set up and just run 2 channels into the main mix, and the sound guy has control over the drum set, which is usually a backline. It's not electronic, it's usually acoustic. And then we'll run a split line out from the main vocals to the sound guy. So he has control over the vocals, but we can still have all of our in-ears in our own mix unit. So we can just run out channels to him, even though they're still going through our own mixing board, still mix our own in-ears from our phones. And then, and the mixes are almost pretty much set no matter where we go. We just send it out to him and he takes off. I actually do mix. I play bass and guitar live and do looping and that kind of stuff. This is my looper. It's kind of messed up right now because I had a few things removed. And my looper, Mind 6, this is my guitar rig, and this is my bass rig. But my bass rig is also still connected to my guitar rig, so when I'm looping, it's there. All this is a talk box, my wireless, and of course a little wah-wah pedal. But and that actually goes to our mix, and our sound guy doesn't have control over that. I actually mix it on stage live here through my in-ears, just because most of the time we're opening slots, and opening bands don't get sound checks. So my mix is already pretty much set with our backing tracks and our drummer and that kind of stuff. So we can just plug in and start playing and still sound decent. At least I hope we're decent. Let's see what someone's saying. You got yo-yo friends, some followers. Yes. But anyway, that is our live stream setup when we're actually live streaming. And I showed you what we do to get a good sound through the iPhone, because TikTok someday, hopefully, TikTok will give us a stream key, and then we can actually do the 3-camera shoot on the stream key, because the 3-camera shoot, I mean, we have it. I used to own a video production company, and that is why I have so much gear. And but now, I don't know if any of you watching knows about the band, but Fans of New Century, we have, I don't know, about 280 songs in TV and film, and a bunch of albums out. So our publishing and stuff has got us, and also we do a peer space at our house has got us to where I don't have to do video productions for other people anymore. So yay, all I have to do is our own stuff, which is nice. So not rich, but make a living at it and don't have to work for other people. So that's always a good thing. But I don't know what time it is. Anyhow, I don't know how long I've been going for, but I just wanted to get something out there at night. And I know we had some questions on our audio, so wanted to get that to you and show you how we got audio through iPhone. Thank you guys for joining us. Where's my Alicia? Okay, so Alicia is doing a voiceover for an audiobook, and so she couldn't be here tonight. So she's actually in her vocal booth, which is on the other side of the house, which I'll show you where about it's located at if we walk. We just had an event at our house yesterday, so I had to walk through the house, but so it's still kind of empty. And, but her vocal booth is way over there. If you go through the bedroom, there's another hidden door, and there her vocal booth's over there, and she's babbling on, doing an audio book. But so I figured I'd at least get on there and do something. So again, I said had questions about how they got the audio in the iPhone from a mixing board. I showed you that. If you didn't see it, I don't think you can rewind it, but it will be up on there. I gotta see what else someone else is saying here. Nice. Give her a hug for me. I will. Yep, I will. But I think that's it for tonight. But we'll be playing some music tomorrow, so come back in and you can actually hear how the audio sounds through the phone with us playing, and if you like the music, great. But we're also on Spotify and any of the streaming stuff. Just look up Fans of Jimmy Century. So anyhow, hey, thank you guys for joining. If you did give gifts, we appreciate it very much. I don't know, I can't really see the phone. Like I said, we usually have a big screen here that shows all that stuff going up. And we'll see you tomorrow night and be playing some music for like an hour. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.